One's a former NFL star turned esports coach.
But I was getting the stink eye from my wife. She's like, "What you doing?" I'm like, "Nothing."
And one's a dad who can't stop playing Rocket League.
These kids these days, they're like, blah, 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 blah. We're used to jump and run.
Together, they welcome you to Ahman Green's Gamers Lounge.
Hello, welcome into Ahman Green's Gamers Lounge. I'm your host, Ahman Green, and welcome to the lounge. I got my good friend and teammate here, Jon Arias. How you doing, John?
What's up, Ahman? What's good, man?
Man, nothing much, man. Just a slow start. I didn't put this on the intro screen. I had this here from the jump. So if you were doing anything that you shouldn't have been doing, everybody, all the audience just saw everything coming in hot. But I had a lot to do this morning. I had to get the show ready, but then I was like wondering where Rico's at, and I know he's going to come in hot. He always does. Every now and then, and they got blizzard. We were just talking off camera here. Blizzard in both of y'all regions. I got rain, being that I'm a little warmer state here, but it was ice rain too. So be careful driving. Obviously, in your neck of the woods for sure. Put the chains on the tires, salt the driveway, and walk like a penguin so you don't slip and fall, because that is a technique I learned growing up in the Midwest, being in Wisconsin for 23 years. When the ice and the snow comes, you have to walk like a penguin. So be aware of that. So what's up, Smoke Buds Heavy is in the chat. Pitster is in here. Good morning to you fellas in the chat. And so if this is your first time into the Gamers Lounge, so we talk about the whole video game industry and the culture surrounding that, because we're going to have topics. As in the description, we're talking about some Star Wars stuff that's coming down the line on the big screen and the small screen that I know John is geeked about. I know
I saw what you're going to talk about with
yes,
and I was like, oh, it's happening.
Yes,
I cannot wait. Right.
So we're gonna get to that, and we're gonna talk about other things, and the games that are coming out. We got some fun games. I say the companies. Somebody paid attention to my podcast last year when Stray came out, or 2 years ago when Stray came out now.
Yeah.
And now it's another feline game up on the slate. I was like, it's a no-brainer. I said, if people do this, people that work at these gaming companies understand how many cat people and dog and just animal people are on this planet, there will be more games as we starting to see coming out. So I say touche to the gaming developers, publishers out there paying attention to. I don't know if you're paying attention to the Gamers Lounge, because we talk about a lot of animal games on this show, but it's just interesting. And so we're also streaming from about 6 different platforms. I'm not sure if the Instagram is working today. It kept logging me in and out of that page there, so I'm not sure if it's on my Instagram live right now. But I know we're on LinkedIn, we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, Twitch, and X as well. And there is Apollo, one of my big puppy fur babies back there, also spoiled by their mother. Love them to death, though. They're good dogs. So that means they're protecting watching my back right now. He's going into downward dog right there, as you see.
Perfect.
And he's going to lay flop down right there. So like I said, on different platforms. So let's get into what we usually do. So you see on the screen, it's Happy New Year still. I like to keep New Year and say Happy New Year for all 31 days of January. So that's what I'm going to do, John, here on the show, checking in. But like I said, fantastic weekend. We had NFL final week of the season. Now playoffs are set for a lot of teams, and teams that were trying to get in, didn't get in, but a team that got in that I think a lot of naysayers from around, and I say outside of Wisconsin, didn't think it was going to happen. And even some of the fans in Wisconsin wasn't sure. I said, look, they're going to have an up and down season, and they could, with the 17 games, it'll be potentially a chance if things get going the right way. And things got going. You got those young receivers stepped up and understood the weight they had to carry, along with Jordan Love being on that team. So congratulations to Jordan Love and the offense and the defense, and Matt LaFleur. I know there's been question marks about should they be coaching and what they're coaching and what are they doing to the defensive coordinator as well. Joe Barry has gone through it, but now they have a first round wild card matchup this Sunday in Dallas. I'm gonna be heading to a pep rally on Saturday with some Packer fans, hanging out with y'all for a couple hours there rooting up the Packer fan base in the North Dallas area. So I'll be doing that Saturday, John, because of our boys getting into the playoffs there. And then here in Nebraska as well, Nebraska basketball women's, they upset, I believe, Indiana or somebody in the Big Ten. But then we also, the men's, also upset Purdue in Lincoln. You know, we had a game versus them, and Ebby, the big guy in the middle for the Big Ten, we was able to handle that team and beat them. I think it was 88-72. Fun game, and I had all my friends that I work with and people I know in Lincoln sending me videos of them rushing the court, which I was like, dang. I said, I'm glad they were able to experience that, but I know that was big fun running on the court at a college basketball or high school, whatever you're attending. So, John, it was a lot of good sports stuff for, I say, the places I used to live and where I live currently going on. So what about yourself? Check in there.
A couple things. So, man, we hit on so many things. I have like a list. All right. So first things first, a snow day was in effect where I'm at in Madison, Wisconsin yesterday. So, you remember snow days as a kid?
Yes.
The greatest thing in the world.
It is. It's awesome.
My daughter had the day off, and so that totally changed my schedule. But at some point, we got to play outside and go sledding in the snow. It's the best. But snow days, it just got me thinking as a kid, man, how much fun they were, because I would go hang out with my buddies. We'd play video games inside. We'd go outside. Like, it would be an all day, like, vacation type of day. It was just, it's the best thing as a kid. Best thing.
Yeah. So you wake up to a snow day, you just like, oh, I'm going to lay in bed for another hour, and then I'm going to get up. And if I have homework, which I usually didn't because I did it the night before.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna start with Batman, and then I'm gonna watch Star Wars, and then I'm gonna go play some video games. Oh, then I gotta hit the kitchen because I gotta wash dishes and put them away.
It's just
that would be my mindset for that day of me planning out. Since I don't have to get up and get dressed and head over to high school or wherever. It was high school when I usually have snow days. So. Yeah.
And some kids nowadays too, Ahman, they go right to the computer. Like, they don't even have snow days. Like, they've eliminated snow days because they just go to virtual learning, which I think is trash. I think that's the worst idea. I'm serious. Like, the students that think that's a great idea, you are messing with your mental health of your students, man. That is the worst idea. You need a break. Snow day is like just this instant relief of like, I get a break. I get an unexpected break. And the positive benefits of that, I think, outweighs like, oh, now everybody gets to sit in front of a screen for 6 hours. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of kids, I know, even with me teaching class mostly in person, but the first year, 2020, was virtual. There was a lot of kids that did not like the virtual. They did not logging in, and I guess that engagement just through the screen is what is obviously downgraded, or I say not as valued as in person. And I know I definitely agree with that on a coaching standpoint in terms of coaching my esports. I'd rather coach in a place where I'm just a few feet away from them. They can see me. I can see them. I could reach out and just tap them on the shoulder and say, hey, you can't cuss. You got 15 push-ups, something like that. Yeah. Having that virtual compared to the in-person is way different. So I definitely agree to a point to where I'd rather have it in person if we can. Obviously, with inclement weather, you got to be safe though.
Yeah. And then the other thing, you mentioned Jordan Love of the Packers making the playoffs. Ahman, I could not have been more wrong about Jordan Love this year. And it's not that I thought he was going to be bad. I just thought that a lot of fans' expectations were just way too high for someone in his first season. And if you had told me at the start of the year, I would have laughed at you, that Jordan Love would throw for over 4,000 yards, 32 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, rush for 4 more. So account for 36 touchdowns.
Correct.
32 passing. I would have said, what are you? There were like 5 players the year before that did that. You think Jordan Love is going to be one this year? No, he's going to have like 21 touchdowns, 14 picks, 3,400 yards. So what they've been doing in Green Bay and what he's been able to accomplish in his first year as a starter, I was totally wrong on Jordan Love. Now, that's not to say that next year he doesn't take a step back. Who knows?
Right. But sophomore slump or sophomore year.
Totally wrong on Love.
Yeah, and I think, it was a lot of unfortunate Packer fans that probably thought that, because as fans, you just expect everybody, one thing that happens everywhere, and you know this, John, Every year when the season comes out in May, or even once the training camp gets there, every Packer fan says what? What's what they say?
Super Bowl or bust,
exactly,
right?
Exactly. And so right there to the point is they're gonna come out the box saying, hey, we want Aaron again. We want Brett again. Like they put when Aaron took over, it was like we're expecting him to be like Brett. And it's like, no, you can't do that. They're two different guys. Same thing with Aaron. Now it's like we're trying to expect Jordan Love to be like Aaron, and he does. He has actually, if you watch his mechanics, he has paid attention to Aaron and his throwing process and how he sets his feet from the bottom up. If you watch, and even some of his back foot throws, if you look at some of his off-putting where he comes out the pocket and it has the bell a little bit and kind of falls back and throws the ball, he memorized and watched his older veteran brother for the last 4 years and has mastered the back foot throw where it just has a nice touch where it's right over the DB's hands into a receiver's hands for a touchdown or a first down or what have you. So he's paid attention. If anything, he's paid attention to that. And but at the end of the day now, Packer fans are happy. We got a playoff game. And it's good. It's interesting that it's against McCarthy, who used to coach here. Yeah. And one of my former friends and teammates, well, not former friend and former teammate, I said that wrong. Al Harris, he's one of the assistant coaches. He coaches the defensive backs. So that's why the defensive backs are pretty much Pro Bowl level for the Dallas Cowboys, because he was a Pro Bowl level defensive back. And he's a guy who is hands-on in the game, hands-on coaching. So he has those guys ready to play. So that's going to be the interesting matchup for me, knowing that he coaches DBs. We got a young wide receiver core coming from Green Bay down to Dallas. The good thing is we don't have inclement weather in this game. It's going to be probably like between 55 and 65 degrees. So perfect football weather for both teams. Now we'll just see now what happens. And the good thing, Aaron Jones is playing great ball right now. He's healthy. He had that hammy that slowed him up from like the Minnesota game early in the season. And now he's full bore. Hopefully AJ can get that thumb right, because it's a broke bone. So hopefully just the bone is healing as fast as possible. So then he could be a problem and an issue running the ball as well and keep the defense honest. So is that, by the way, they play Sunday, Cowboys, right? Sunday at 3:30, I believe. 3:30 Eastern time. That's 3:30 Eastern time. Eastern? That's what I'm trying to figure out. They don't listen. It's 3:30. Yeah, it's 3:30 Eastern time. 2:30? Yeah, 2:30 our time. Or is it? No, because I got Sunday at 12 for Pittsburgh, and they wouldn't play at 11. No, you're right. It's 3:30 our time. 3:30. Okay. It got to be 3:30 Sunday. Boom. Got it. Yeah. And back to your question, A-Train, who were here, I just saw him on the stream just a few days ago. He says we actually had a lot of students not come back to traditional classrooms. A lot stayed virtual with other online learning. And I've heard that too come up. And he's a teacher down here in the Texas area, not far from me. And I just jumped on his stream one day. I was watching somebody play Halo. They went off. He jumped on, and I'm like, oh, I like this. Then he started talking about the school he coaches at in terms of esports in high school. So I was like, let me drop a little DM. Hey man, how you doing? You're saying that a lot of high school students stayed virtual? Yeah. Is that what you're saying? High school students. Wow. Yeah, it's interesting. So one of those things there that I think as a high school student, man, I want to be around my friends. Right. I couldn't wait to go to school. Right. I could not wait. First day of school, last day of school. After Christmas break, after spring break, it was like, oh man, what you get into? Like, what you do for the break? Where'd you go for the summer? Or what we gonna do? What's the hangout? What's the new slang? I was ready for all that. And then I was the anomaly, John. I love actually learning in class. I paid attention. I would sit in the front of the classroom. Before, I was told it was a good thing to do when I got to high school, because my coaches would tell me, hey, man, sit in front of the class. I was like, I'm already doing that. I sit in the first row in all my classes. I want to hear everything because everybody's joking around and talking in the back row. I was that kid and athlete. I want to mix in. I was more of a middle guy. Like, I don't want to be seen up front, and I don't want to be isolated in the back, because I feel like the teacher looks in the back, Yeah. Yep. Like first. Definitely teacher. Yeah. Eyeball. That's what I do now. I'm a teacher now. First thing, I'm eyeballing whoever's in that back row. Yeah. Those are the ones cutting up. Yep. Those are the ones falling asleep. Those are the ones not paying attention. And to average historian, yes, indeed, Al Harris may be the next DC defensive coordinator somewhere in the NFL or Dallas, maybe. Good morning.
Good morning.
Your granddaughter just woke up. She just popped
hey.
up. Yeah. So yeah, we got it was a good lot of good stuff this weekend. So real quick, let me get the read before we head over to quick Hittn News Bytes. So we got, as you see in our top right hand corner of this, I'm over here. Sly is one of our sponsors here. So as in the support they do, play is essential part of life. So whether it's digital like we are right now or outdoors, which we can't go in some areas because it's a little cold and a lot more icy on the ground, maybe here. So exploring the world is fun. Get bundled up. You can still go out there and do that and keep the good times rolling and support your play with Sly Boost, Sly Chill, and Sly Dream. All natural ingredients, and explore. That means have a good time, learn, grow, all that fun stuff. So do that with Drink on the Sly. Go to drinkontheslide.com. And also, if you click the link in our Discord here or in the chat here, that will support Nebraska esports. I always forget to say that. Need to say that more. Please do that. And now let's get over to let me get in set up here. Quick Hittn News Bytes here. Get all set. All righty. So we got John's up first here. What you got, man?
So I saw this online that a lot of people were disappointed that there wasn't an NCAA Football 24 trailer during the national championship game on Monday. And I was thinking to myself, well, why did they say that it was going to be announced or anything like that?
And they usually do. They usually make that announcement. So
yeah, so it's going to drop in July. That's the plan, July of 2024. So I found this article from For the Win, USA Today, and basically this talks about all the fans that were disappointed that they didn't get the trailer, but it also clarifies that there were no official announcements about the game's release date or even having a trailer. So the release date seems a little uncertain still, but there was, I guess, some confusion, I guess is a better way to put it, about that because of certain articles online and certain tweets that people had said like there might be a trailer, and then that led everyone to say like, hey, I guess there's a trailer, and there was never, like, EA never came out and said, hey, we have a trailer, let's watch the national championship game. So I don't know, to me I was just like, oh, okay, so everybody online got upset about something that wasn't supposed to happen. And okay, fine. So if you were one of those people like, hey, where was that trailer? Fine. Everybody's talking about the trailer. No one ever said there was going to be a trailer from what I can gather, unless somebody else out there saw something different. So it's just one of those things that apparently caught fire. Like, hey, did you hear there's a trailer? And then everybody got disappointed about a rumor not being true.
And that is the fault of us being conditioned in any mega event when you see it when it comes on television, because they do this announcement before every spectacle. So Super Bowl, national title game, a movie premiere, NBA playoff game, NBA finals game. They say, oh, it's going to be a big announcement of the next Marvel movie or Disney movie. And so that is the media's fault to having a lot of people conditioning of seeing, because everybody's excited about this game. We talk about this game all the time. And about can't wait till this game drops this summer. It's been 2 years delayed. And so now people are basically foaming at the mouth for NCAA 2024 to drop and get into their becoming an athlete, or you create your athlete and take them through high school and do all that and create your dynasty college, like a lot of people have done with 2014. I know the Madden Pro Eric Problem Wright, where he has the University of Hawaii or Hawaii State University, where they're like, he has like 20 championships or something like that. He's been playing it. He's been playing it since 2014 to have a crazy roster and coaches and all that stuff. So yeah, people are foaming at the mouth. So that's probably why this reaction has happened, to unfortunately. And he still got 6 months to go, because I think it comes out in June, maybe July, or maybe even August. It might be 7. It might be 8 months. So you got a long wait. So calm it down.
When I did see that too, it made me think EA Sports, even though there were rumors and they never said anything, like they could have hit no, hold on, let's not mix metaphors. They could have scored a touchdown here by by actually putting something out. Like, I'm sure you're not
Yeah.
obviously going to have gameplay maybe at this point, but you can get a hype video. And
Yeah.
so although they never said they were going to, and everyone got upset about that, I also started thinking, what, man, they should have. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you just said, we're conditioned to come for these new, like, watch the trailer, blah, 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 during halftime. Like, they swung and missed, man.
They had opportunity here.
It was right there for them.
It was. Hey, that's a marketing snafu, but you can't hit them all, you know.
Could have even said coming 2024. You don't even have to. You don't even have to give us a date. Just as long as you have a really cool trailer with really cool music and some fun graphics that somebody could put together in the meantime. Like,
yeah, they probably could have hired Nebraska Husker Vision, because we did. Remember the ones we covered a couple of weeks ago when we had the National Signing Day of all those edits of the old game, and with our new players that are going to be on our spring roster on to the fall. I think they should have called Husker Vision, helped them out there with that. You know, just a little wink, wink there. You know, shout out to them. So
I'm excited about your story, Ahman, and I have.
I know you are, John.
Reading, like I saw the link and I sent it to you today, and I was like, we got to talk about this, but I hadn't read it yet. And then you said, I've got this one, and I thought to myself, okay, I'll wait to actually hear the news so I can have a real reaction.
Oh man, hey, you're gonna love it here. So let me get it on the big screen here. So boom. So Jon Favreau to direct new Star Wars movie, The Mandalorian and Grogu, man. Okay, that is the literal name of the movie. There's no code name. This is the name of the movie, Mandalorian and Grogu. So John, as I was just mentioning, foaming at the mouth. Let me just leave that up there for you for a little bit longer. Actually, this video's dropping nuts right here.
Scroll down to little Grogu's face down a little bit.
There we go. Where is he at? Right there. There we go. He's right there. Little Grogu there. So, as Jon Favreau, he's gonna be.
We're just gonna look.
Oh dear. Ads.
Yeah, ads playing. I know how to mute it now. Silent. Boom,
I still hear it.
I love.
Maybe that's mine. It could be mine. My ad.
But what I love about this, for Jon Favreau, when you think about his journey, you know, starting as an actor in a few films with Vince Vaughn, comedies, great classic comedies, and then other films like I think it was a 40-year-old one, and a couple other ones with Seth Rogen, and now he's been directing for probably the last 20 years, if not longer. And he is part of the fabric of the Star Wars lore now. And then to get this movie on his slate and he's in command of it, he's basically the leader of the ship on this. It's for him, I think this is a big deal. Obviously, I know he's fanboying it, but then also at the same time has to be professional and like stick to the script. But if I know for the first 5 minutes of knowing this, I would have lost it. I know if I'm a movie director and I'm like, I get to do what with who? Huh? Oh, I'm gonna blank out for a minute. I'm gonna black out. But now back to reality. So the brand new Star Wars movie directed by Jon is on the way, and like I mentioned already, it is called The Mandalorian and Grogu. So the film is set to go into production later this year, John. Okay. So what they did was what the production company did, Lucasfilms, they first shared a first look image at what to expect. So you can go to IGN.com, you can go to StarWars.com and check it out. So it was confirmed that Jon Favreau, Kaitlyn Dever, Dave Filoni, the usual suspects will be on board to produce the movie. And so this quote right here from Jon says, "I have loved telling stories set in the rich world that George Lucas created. And so the prospect of bringing the Mandalorian and his apprentice Grogu to the big screen is extremely exciting." I think that's like really like chill comment right there. I'm like, man, I'm hyped. Let's go. We about to blah, blah, blah. You know, I'll be geeked up on there. So Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni have ushered into Star Wars 2 new beloved characters, and this story is perfect fit for the big screen, added Kaitlyn Dever, president of Lucasfilm. So furthermore, the Star Wars team shared that the Mandalorian Grogu will lead Lucasfilm's ongoing feature development slate, including films by Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy, hopefully I got his name right, James Mangold, and Dave Filoni as well. So if you go to the website here, I'll scroll down here, John, and there's other movies on the slate. As I mentioned, Acolyte. That's a big Star Wars, I say canon storyline there. And it's a video. Oh, I had a slide the other day. Darn it. So it was a slide where it shows all the upcoming TV shows, movies for the Star Wars universe, basically. And it's coming down. It's Acolyte, Ahsoka season 2. And trying to think what other ones. Acolyte, like I mentioned, Star Wars, Skeleton Crew with Jude Law, just to name a few, since I thought this was the slideshow that I had earlier, but it is not. So I didn't get to go through that. So sorry about that. But again, this is a fantastic, announcement. And that's, like I said, for folks like you are a big time Grogu fan, John. So I'm like, man, this guy, I don't know what he's going to do on stream here. He might lose it for a little bit of this announcement. So what's your take on this, John?
Good news, there's a Mandalorian movie. Bad news, they haven't started it yet. It's going to go in production here this season, year rather. So we're going to have to wait, and waiting is the hardest part.
Oh, that's what it is? Okay.
Yeah. But being patient is also a good thing to learn. So I'm super pumped for it. And I know that Jon Favreau, Mandalorian series, especially season 1, to me was just so fresh, so amazing, great storytelling, new characters. I loved the way it was done. And I can just imagine that the movie is going to follow the same format, and it's going to be probably, big screen, kind of a little bigger and better in that way. I can't wait for it. I can't wait to see. I mean, because obviously Mando's a big part of it. It's called The Mandalorian, but Grogu's a huge part of it too. So he's going to get his screen time, and I cannot wait to see Grogu.
Here we go.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, so I got it. So like I said, Ahsoka season 2, and then there we go. Skeleton Crew with Jude Law, and this was announced probably like 2 years ago at Star Wars Celebration, at one of the Star Wars celebrations.
It's a TV series, Skeleton.
This is going to be all this is going to be on Disney Plus, and this is going to be a TV series along with Ahsoka. And right here, let me go back to Skeleton Crew. So it was announced in Star Wars Celebration back in 2022, and Jude Law will start in the series. So the Skeleton Crew, it is previously operating under its code name of Grammar Rodeo. The Star Wars Skeleton Crew comes from Spider-Man: No Way Home director Jon Watts. Wow. That's a big addition there to know that, because that movie was fantastic as well. So the show takes place during the post-return of the Jedi reconstruction that follows the fall of the Empire. So Return of the Jedi. So you're talking about second installment, first installment, but second in the 3 films of the 9-film saga of the Star Wars lore, basically. So you had episode 1, 2, 3, which was Phantom Menace, Clone Wars, and then Revenge of the Sith, and then you had New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and then Return of the Jedi. So number 6 of the 3 of the 9 movies that are in that run of films that I do probably like once a year in the early part of May. When May the 4th hits, I'm watching all of them. And then Acolyte TV series coming to Disney Plus. Just to go, if we don't want to go through all the details, you could go through the website at ign.com to see this. Bad Batch season 3 coming up. The anime says, I've been watching that, John. Good series. They're fun to see the clone troopers that rebelled against Order 66 to try to help the Jedi out when that went down for them. And then I watched season 1 of this Star Wars: The Tales of the Jedi. And so having more stories told, I think this is a part I love about what Star Wars is doing. Our Lucasfilms, Kathleen Kennedy, all them directors and writers are now part of the fray, is just breaking it down more, just giving us juicy nuggets of this universe that is maybe in the multiverse. It does exist, but to see it in cartoon, to the big screen, to the small screen, it just tickles my child funny bone there, that I get to get all them fun endorphins coming down into the brain to keep me happy with Star Wars lore stuff coming at us. And then season 2 of Andor, as we know, good show there. Fantastic series. Ahsoka season 2, we know that is in development. And Taika Waititi's director, I think I said that right. I don't know. Quote me if I'm wrong. So he has a few Star Wars also in development. Star Wars films also in development. And if you remember him, He directed Thor Ragnarok. Great
okay.
series, great movie there, funny movie there, because you had Thor. That's when he was kind of, coming off a few beat downs where he had a couple L's, but was learning how to be that Thor as we know as now. His movies are slated to come out by the time of December of 2025, so another year. Yeah, a long wait, John.
So that's like 2 years now, basically.
You got to have patience, bro. Got to have patience. Crazy. It's all about having the patience.
Well, you know what's funny about all this? I'm sorry, bring up AI already. 30 minutes into the show. I get it. Listen, their movies are great. It takes time. I understand.
Yeah.
In like 5 years, you're just going to write, give me a Star Wars movie with Grogu, and it's going to happen in like a minute. And it's going to be crazy. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to wait 2 years. But anyway, I digress.
There we go. So James Mangold, Dawn of the Jedi movie is in development. So this was announced at Star Wars Celebration just this past year. So that one I haven't really heard of. So I know for people in the chat like Eeyore or Gaming Generations, I'm not sure if he's in here. So I know he's super excited, and he is a stickler to the canon of the story. So that'll be one he has to share with us and help us and educate us with that. So, and then Dave Filoni's Mandoverse, so New Republic movie. This is going into further before the I think, is it before the Old Republic? I don't know. This is where we learn. So Dave Filoni will make the jump from Star Wars shows to the big screen. Filoni is directing a movie set after the Return of the Jedi. This film is said to tie together shows like The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett, and Ahsoka. Cool. So after the battle,
is Grogu in that one?
Just kidding. I would assume so, because Grogu, that's Mando's son now, and he is just trying to lay on his ranch and just chill out. What's up, Phil Nux? Thank you there. And then I was excited about this one. Shireen Obaid Chinoy is directing new Jedi Order movie with Daisy. What's her last name? Daisy Ridley of Rey, that played Rey in Force Awakens in the second series, and then the last three films: Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and Rise of Skywalker. Fantastic actress, played a great role for the side Skywalker lore there, and now having her in another film. I've been wanting the film to see, because I'm like, she's done so much to bring the story along to new generations, but then we got to give her more, and I'm glad they're doing that for Daisy Ridley. Is a fantastic actress, and I haven't really seen her in anything else, so right now I'm okay with this. I'm like, keep her as a Skywalker. I'm happy with that, because she's a badass at it. So thumbs up to Daisy Ridley to get another role slated up here in the next few years, and maybe another sequel trilogy. So 3 more films potentially for Daisy here coming up in the next few years. And then, of course, your movie coming out here in development, unfortunately, like for John says. I love the name, though. It's like, it doesn't get no more.
Oh, it's perfect.
Great in that. I mean, that was simplicity at its finest. Just saying, you know what it is? Why we don't need no big epic couple names? Just call it who it is. It's the Mandalorian and Grogu.
And I love that. I loved how simple, like you just said, just keep it simple. What is going to get people out to the movie theater? The Mandalorian and Grogu. So put that name out there.
You had me at Mando. I already know Grogu's coming up, right? He's gonna have him in his back pocket or in his satchel or something. Because I wonder how many other inches will he grow? Because Yoda wasn't. I mean, obviously Yoda wasn't super tall, but he grew. He had to grow something a little bit.
How old is he going to be in that movie?
That's true, because he's like close to like 500 years old already, isn't he?
Is it after? Is he still a baby, or is he a young adult?
We'll find out, John. We'll find out.
You know what? I hope they tell the story of Grogu. I don't want to see Grogu grow up.
You don't want to see? Yeah,
he's not the little Grogu I knew and loved.
Yeah. But
I don't know.
As kids do, they grow up. They grow like weeds, man. And then fun series and a couple video games. This has been referenced to. Star Wars Rogue Squadron is on Xbox. It's on PlayStation right now. And so this has been out. Now the movie, or status unknown really in terms of development timing, but a movie set here to come out between now and 2026, I would assume. It's because it says no status. It says status unknown. So it's really no timeline when this is coming out. But they have a few video games. And a game I picked today that's on Switch is something that's going to be interesting. I say kind of along the lines of this game as well, being another Star Wars lore thing. And then Mandalorian Season 4, The Book of Boba Fett Season 2, Again, status unknown, but they are coming down the line. So, man, hey, Disney, y'all need some stand-ins? Hey, you looking at 2 guys, and 3 if Rico the Rookie shows up, we could be some stand-ins, or we could help you write some scripts. Please do. John is a fantastic writer. I'm a pretty good writer myself. If you need extra showrunners, hit us up, please. We're on LinkedIn. Please, somebody on LinkedIn reach out. I'll follow up with them.
Dude, I'll hold like the Grogu, whatever. I'll watch the Grogu like little animatronic, because I think it's a combination of animatronic and CGI probably.
Yeah.
Like, I'll do whatever. Just let me hang around that. Like whatever you want me to do. You don't really need to. I was gonna say you didn't need to pay me, but I would like a couple bucks.
Yeah, we need a couple bucks, bro. And then I didn't go this far. I didn't go this far, so now I'm excited. I'm excited. I got Mandalorian. I mean, I'm Mandalorian. I got Lando. That's my dude. I got a little toy. I got one of the figurines, the 6-inch one. When the movie came out of Solo, I went and bought it that, and I was like, I gotta have this. This is a keeper right here. So I got my man Donald Glover. Well, I just saw also a little clip of him, and they redid Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and he was just on the thumbnail. So I wonder what that means. I'm gonna go watch that on YouTube. But they're bringing in the Lando movie, and this one actually got postponed. A lot of stuff happened during COVID, right? And this is one of the movies I believe they got postponed and pushed back because of COVID. So super excited to see Lando is still on the slate, and my man Donald Glover is going to get his just due as finishing off that role, continuing to tell the story of Lando Calrissian, the hustler of the galaxy there, and Rangers of the New Republic. Now, this is something this is beyond my knowledge of the Star Wars lore. So for Eeyore or anybody else in the chat that know of the Rangers in the Public, this is also, it's presumed canceled right now, but it'll be back. It's canceled. It just means it's going to lay down for a little while, but it will be up. But a lot of stuff over at IGN.com. Please to go over there and check it out. We could we have a few more here. So we got an unentitled J.D. Dillard, Matt Owens movie presumed canceled, but other stuff they got everybody in the universe there, so you don't know what direction they're going. But that's awesome to see. And then Rian Johnson Star Wars trilogy also presumed canceled here. And then Kevin Finge, I recognize that face. He's also coming in, but is also canceled. So, but cancel doesn't mean gone. It does come back. So it's been good. And I know Rico is not here, but we're just going to kind of give a show of what his story is here. And if you didn't see it, you're seeing it now. Kate Danvers joins the Last of Us TV show as Abby for season 2. If you played the game, you know who Abby is. She is the other female badass on the game, and that her and I'm drawing a blank. Is Abby? And the other girl's name starts with an A too. Allie and Abby, eventually fight in Last of Us, the video game part 2. So having both heroines, they're both kind of heroes, but they're like, I say Abby's more of an anti-hero because she's kind of against Ellie. Thank you. It's 50 Cent Dizzle. I love the name, by the way. Abby is a tank, as you can see her there. She is protecting herself because it's a post-apocalyptic war, and you don't know who to trust. You got to protect yourself. And she does a lot of scavenging for food, scavenging for things. Oh, there you go. He's in. I didn't think he made it into the building because of the weather in Lincoln. I'm gonna bring him in so he could finish his story here. This is his story here. What's up, Rico?
Hi, guys.
Hi.
How you doing?
We're good.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey, I just started on your story just to kind of give a glimpse, but you can finish it off, sir.
Oh, okay. Give me 1 second while I get my. I don't have the picture up, so I'll just go with the brick background.
There you go.
How far have you got? I mean, The Last of Us.
We literally just started. The
Last of Us TV series will be starting filming their second season, which will be focusing on the second part, The Last of Us Part 2, and they have chosen their Abby and Kaitlyn Dever, who she'll be getting back into the video game space for the first time since I believe she was the son of Nathan Drake in Uncharted, or the daughter of Nathan Drake in Uncharted 4. So she's back into the video game movie type, mocap space. Not mocap, she'll be actually playing Abby. But the reason I picked this is one, I love The Last of Us, and it's the best game ever created in
it's
my
a fun
mind,
game, yeah.
and it's my favorite game. But also, this is a dangerous role to play. So if you haven't played,
we got to answer that question later. You got to explain that later.
Okay. I'll answer that. I'll answer that after this. So if you haven't played The Last of Us Part 2, spoiler alerts in 3, 2, 1, Abby kills Joel. So when that happened, look, hey,
he told you spoiler
I
alert,
didn't
guys.
know you were going to drop like the biggest bomb of all. I haven't ever. Oh.
Oh man,
he's gone. Whatever.
He'll be back.
The game's been out for like 5 years. The game's been out forever. People know because the voice actor and the mocap actor for Abby got death threats after the game. After people played the game,
was it John?
They threatened her. And like she had to delete all of her social media, and she, was having, issues with her mental health because people hate her. People hated, and some still hate her because of what the character she voiced did.
Right.
So
I remember. Okay, finish.
People are saying for this role, she is going to need the craziest amount of security.
Yes, that's the first thing that popped in my brain. Security.
Because as I said, a voice actor got death threats. I can only imagine what a actor playing Abby is going to get. And look, I gave you time. I told you it was a big spoiler alert.
He counted down. I
did. You should have muted the mic because I'm not going to say it again.
I mean,
But did you hear the second part, John? Did you? Well, you were off.
I tried to.
So the second part is that she.
I don't want to hear the
threat.
second part, Ahman.
Well,
don't worry. The voice actor for Abby got death threats.
I heard that.
Yeah.
That's terrible. That is terrible.
Don't worry. I won't tell you how the game ends.
Yeah. Oh man, I can tell you how the game's in, but I won't do that to you, John.
Yeah.
I don't have that.
And also,
I don't have that in me.
Did I mute?
I do. I don't care. Yeah, you're welcome, everyone. You're welcome.
Yeah, that is unfortunate because obviously she did her job right, but I knew. I'm sort of not surprised only because when I beat 1 and then I beat 2, I was still at Lakeland University coaching, and I came into the facility and it's practice time, and I'm giving out orders of everybody. This is what we're gonna do for practice today. Boom, 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 boom. And I said, hey, just for fun, hey, I finally beat Last of Us Part 2, and then like 4 or 5 of my kids were like, oh my god. They're like they just start going on a run of how they hated how the game ended, and they cried at the end, and all. I'm like, oh my, I didn't know this game was like that on infecting people.
Okay, we're not going to spoil anymore.
No, I know. I'm keeping out stuff. I just said how it ended. I was being very vague.
Yeah,
for a reason, because I understand this. So you don't have to cover your ears, John. I know how to do this, and so. They were super emotional and tight. These are my students. So this was like 3 years ago when the game came out, because it came out during COVID, right before COVID hit or right during COVID. And it's just like crazy how super emotional all my players were about how the game's part 1 ended. They were, like I said, I cried for 3 days. I was like, what? For a video game? So it's going to be interesting how people react to the TV series.
Frustrating. It's a frustrating ending. Some people got closure, some people didn't get closure. For me, I was just like, oh, pretty open-ended. We could make a third one.
Right.
Maybe. I don't know.
What said.
We'll see what happens.
One of my students said I had no closure. And I'm like, then it really hit you like that. That's things you say in real life, not from a fictional show. That's fantastic, by the way.
So people say that Abby is the protagonist, right, or the antagonist.
That's what I said. She's like an anti-hero. She's kind of like Venom,
So the thing is, like, I thought the same thing. Obviously, when she did what she did, but then you get the reasoning and the story of Abby,
exactly.
And I'm like, you know what? I'm not that mad. Like, I'm mad, obviously, but I'm not that mad. Like, I get it. I get it.
Writing. Great, great writing to do that and to tell the two stories like they did, and then backtrack and tell Ellie's story first, and then backtrack and tell Abby's stories from the moment that happened. Fantastic writing. That's all I got.
All
Chef's
I know
kiss.
is the TV series was phenomenal for
Yes.
the first one, and I'm sure this one's going to I expect nothing but listen, it's the only TV series on this podcast or only entertainment movie or TV series that I've given a 10. And like,
Yeah.
Really?
so I
He
expect,
did. Yeah. Before you
Perfect.
join. Yeah.
Perfect. Because you're right.
so I expect season 2, like they have high expectations to live up to.
Yeah. And what it's 50 Cent Dizzle said, Abby is a tank. That is something that I'm interested in seeing what Kaitlyn Dever does, because Abby is muscle bound, just an absolute unit. So I'm interested to see
he might be a
if she
linebacker.
gets into the gym, if she gets into the gym and gets as yoked as Abby is, or if she just gets close.
Yeah, when I put my football goggles on, I'm like, I see running back, I see fullback, I see linebacker, I see maybe a strong safety that's got to check on her speed.
I'm just sitting here.
I just put Kaitlyn Dever into Google Images, and she better start eating chicken breast.
Yeah.
A lot of animal protein, some animal protein.
Look, looking at Abby and then looking at Ellie, I'm just like, I don't see how Ellie wins this fight.
Nah,
right.
Like realistically, it's like nah.
Like in real life, like, and Abby has like training and all of that. I'm just like, there's no way.
Exactly.
I don't know.
In
Great
Hollywood,
game,
they-
great
in
series.
Hollywood, yeah.
Excited for season 2. It's not coming out until next year. They're filming this year. It's not going to come out until next year, so we got to wait a whole year, which sucks, but it's okay.
Wow.
I wish Men in Black was in real life so I could have that little thing that you.
Oh, the memory thing.
The memory thing. And
Yeah, look into this light right
You're
here.
welcome.
The memory.
You're welcome, John.
All right. Now,
I regret nothing. It's been out for a while.
I know.
yeah, you got to go watch it, John. That's part
And
of
also,
you.
and also,
I know you already.
like,
You got to play the game. That's what you got to do. Play
Yeah.
the game. You already watched the series.
So like that happens. I'm not going to say it again, but that happens. But then you get the backstory of all of it, and it leads up to that of the thing that I said. No, I'm not going to spoil anything anymore. I'm not going to spoil. But like, that's like the main plot point of the entire thing. So in the game, it happens pretty early. And then you get the rest of it, and you're like,
stop talking, because now I know episode 3. I'm gonna be like, what's going on in episode 3? What's going on in episode 2?
oh, I don't know when they're. So the thing is, I don't know when that's going to happen in the TV series.
I know.
You think they just do it right away? Because the second game is long.
It's not that long.
It's long.
It's long. It's not that long. No.
It's long.
How much longer than the first?
I don't know. Good question.
Depends if you're a completionist, I guess.
Yeah, completionist, like you do all the achievements or trophy. It depends on what system. No, it's only on PlayStation. So all the trophies on PlayStation, it depends. Xbox usually does 1,000 achievement points. I don't know what PlayStation does in terms of trophies per game, but there you go. So I guess I know John's ready to move on. We're moving on to this or that, guys.
This or that.
All right, so we kind of about years.
I love you, John.
My fault.
We really didn't do like a New Year's this or that. So I was like, you know what? Let's do a New Year's this or that. So I got that going up. So first one on the slate, John.
All right. New Year's edition. New Year's Eve party or a cozy night in. I'll go first, guys, and I'm going to go cozy night in. And it's not just like you get old and you like to go out less. That's part of it. But then it's then you got to go home. Like, and then you got to try, like in my house, I can be like 12, Happy New Year. Good night. But now you got to get an Uber. You got to wait for people. You got to come home.
Yes.
You gotta change. You got to wind down. Cozy night in.
I can't imagine doing New Year's in New York or Vegas. That's usually the hot spots for people to go. For the young, like almost your age, John, or Rico, a little bit younger than you. The youths want to go to New York or go to Vegas. So I'm with John on this one. I'm also
joke's on you, because I am also with you. That's what we did, and I am totally fine with it. I don't think now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever been to a New Year's Eve party.
I've been to a few.
Like ever. Like I don't think I went, growing up. Because with my family we'd all be at home and watch movies or do whatever. and then you eat a frozen grape when it's New Year's. I don't know why, but that's
Frozen
what we
grape?
did. Yep, I don't know why.
What's that supposed to bring in? Like good
No, it's
vibes
supposed to
or
bring good
something?
luck, I think.
Good health or good health? Frozen.
That's what we did.
grapes?
I was very confused, but it was the thing.
I know for my wife's family, her thing is make sure you got money in your pocket when the time of the new year comes. So that means you're gonna have money for the year.
I should have done that.
So, yeah. What's up, John?
I put in frozen grape New Year's on the Google.
Okay.
According to Wikipedia, 12 grapes is a Spanish tradition that consists of eating a grape with each of the 12 clock bell strikes at midnight of December 31st to welcome to the new year. So it's probably something around that, but I don't see anything about a frozen grape in particular. But
yeah, I don't. And a
it's
Puerto
usually
Rican
eating
thing.
grapes, but there is something with grapes.
There you go. There you go.
What if I just drink an entire bottle of wine? Is that 12 grapes?
More than 12.
Yeah, that's more, definitely more. That's like, I don't know,
super good
1,000
one, right?
grapes. I don't know. That's it.
About 12.
Yeah, a sip would be about 5 or 6. There you go. Oh my God. Next one up.
New Year's resolution setting or going with the flow. Guys, I'll go first again. I think I like the idea of resolution setting. Obviously, a lot of people set it, and then by January 31st, like 90% have given up. But I like the idea of starting fresh. I think it's a good reset for us to be like, okay, maybe this year I'll get some of these goals accomplished. So I like New Year's resolution setting.
Yeah.
I tried setting resolutions and I never stick with them I'll go like a couple months, but it just doesn't work out for me. So I just go with the flow and I'll tell myself like, hey, you need to be better at this. And that's kind of what I go with. Like, I'm not going to be like, this year I'm going to do this. I'm going to get in shape. I'm going to stop drinking whatever. I'm just like, hey, you should probably stop. And I'm just like, yeah, we'll figure it out.
Come over here. I say for me, I do a little bit of both. So I definitely do resolution setting because I'm already goal oriented. I hit goals all right. Come over here, baby girl. And then with some like dealing with stress, I've always just gone with the flow. So it's like, a little bit of mixture of both. So I'll say I'm more resolution setting, and I have them on my calendar. I put them in all my calendars so I know what to do every day. Certain things we're between working out, getting 8 hours of sleep, stuff I know that as we say in the metaphorical world sense, fills my well. It's my wheelhouse. I do those things. Play video games. That's why I coach. Get a lot of sleep. Work out. Big fun. All right. There we go. All right. That's quiet here on this one. Nobody, I guess, in the chat, they're like, we don't do nothing. Here we go. Next one up.
Fireworks display or quiet countdown. I'll go quiet countdown. I mean, it's cold outside.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm not going outside.
Yeah.
I'll watch from my window.
In the Midwest, that's not even on the brain, is going and to line up fireworks unless you're getting paid to do it for the company that you work for. It ain't no. And here, like down in Texas, this is my first year for New Year's. Oh, they were lighting it up. It was, I thought I was in Vegas or New York. They were lighting it up here. It was fireworks. My dogs were actually they'd been a part of it a lot. So I think they were more chill than it. They weren't running around the house parking like they had been in Wisconsin. But I guess there was a condition to hearing all the fireworks go off.
There was a decent amount of fireworks this year up in Lincoln, and it was pretty chilly. I don't know why, but we're sitting there and the kids are already asleep because there's no way they were staying up. And we're just sitting there. We were just sitting there watching like a movie, I think, and we kind of like look down. We look at each other. We look down and we go, "Oh, it's New Year's! Happy New Year!" And it's just all the fireworks outside are going off. And I'm like, why? Yep. What are we doing?
Wow, it's crazy. I wouldn't expect that in a cold place.
Yeah, crazy people, man. It's people that just want to see things explode or light things on fire.
100% pyros. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
You're not wrong.
Next one. Did I do this one already? No, I did that one already. All right. I think this is second to last one here. Here we go. Oh, nope. Did that one.
Hold on.
Time out. Hold on. Here we go. Boom. There we go. Next one.
Reflecting on the past year or looking forward to the new one. So what we do at our house is we have a memory jar where we try to write down little memories and pieces of paper, put them in a jar, and then at the end we reflect back. So I'm going to say, I guess, reflecting back on the past year.
That's a cool idea.
Hey, you should do it. It's really cool. Then we put all the little scraps of paper in an envelope, put the year on it, seal it up, and maybe one day we'll go back and look through.
Oh, kind of like a time capsule.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's pretty cool.
I like that.
I might borrow that idea.
Yeah, you got kitties. Y'all got littles. Dude, that'll be fun.
It's a ton of fun, and my daughter loves it.
Ooh,
the challenging aspect is actually, in May, June, July, August, September, October, to remember to take the time to write something.
Put it on your calendar. Everybody has a cell phone. Put a big alert on it to alert you on June 1st or July 4th. There you go. Boom. Put it in the calendar. Because I don't remember everything. I say, send me an invite, please. Can you please do that? Remember, I do that with all y'all. Send me an invite, share it with me, tag me on it, or I'm not. If it's not written down, it ain't happening. I'm gonna be like, just push it. What else I gotta do? Oh, I'm about to go play video games. Oh, I was supposed to make a phone call. I totally
a reminder to go play video games. I gotta set a reminder to get off the video games.
I do exactly. I do that to get off. I set myself for an hour, at least an hour or 2 hours, because if I don't set that, I don't get off. I will stay on it for hours. I'm like, why am I playing still? I'm just dumb right now. Just that.
I sit there, start falling asleep, but I'm just like, why am I tired? Be like, oh, it's 3 a.m. Exactly. I should get to bed. I do a little bit of both, reflecting and looking forward, but I think for the most part, it's reflecting on the year and what went on and how much fun we had.
Fun, remembering, learning lessons, everything. So, all right, last one up here for this or that.
New Year's Day hike or lazy day on the couch?
Oh, that's easy.
Well, I think if you're staying up till midnight, you probably should. Well, I don't know. Maybe you should go out and get active if you're. I don't know.
Is that a thing? Do people do that?
I guess people do that. I think I say 1 year for like when I was in high school for Thanksgiving, I used to get up early and work out because I knew I was eating all day long. I would go. We'll have Thanksgiving at home, and then I will go to one of my brother's house. Then I'll go to one of my friends from high school house, then to my sister's house. So by the end of the day, I didn't ate 4 different turkeys, and then a ton of macaroni, greens. Maybe one of my brothers always tried to give me chitlins. And I'm like, bro, no, you need to leave that alone. That's not good for you. It's hard pass. Hard pass. Anybody in the chat that don't know what chitlins are, it is pig intestines. Don't eat them, please. But if you do,
clean them.
More power to you, and you better clean them. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, they're not great. Yeah. I don't want to go for a hike during the rest of the year. So why would I do it the first of the year?
in winter time, right?
Exactly.
For Father's Day, even though it's summer, it's summer. I like to work out. I like to run a hill that was by my Green Bay house, but now I gotta find it here in Houston. So
why are you running hills?
Hey, I love to work out. I'm a workout fanatic.
Yeah, you can. Why are you running hills?
Because it's Father's Day. I can do what the hell I want to do. It's my day. It's our day.
Yeah, exactly.
We're all dads. It's our day. Hey, that's what I chose to do.
Ahman, you should run hills on New Year's Day because then you can go sledding on the way down. So it'd be kind of a fun workout.
Double workout. Throw the boots on, so you're getting a little heavy lifting, little workout there, and then you slide down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you put, you know what you do.
Yeah.
You know what you do is maybe you put like a weight, like a 45. You don't want too much. Put like a 45 in the sled. You pull that up, getting the workout up, and you slide down.
Okay.
True. Yeah.
Because you have to pick the sled back up anyways, right?
Yeah. Okay.
True. Yeah. My man Manstyle says, "What hike? What is that?" It's all about getting over the hangover for on New Year's Day. Yeah, that's for most. Yes. Like I start drinking water about 12:30, so I'm good by the time we check out of there. So, all right, now we're headed over to game releases here. So here we go.
Release the games. It's time for the game releases. Game releases.
All right, so we got my man. I think it's John up first. Got a fun game here, and like I said at the start of the show, the gaming companies, publishers out there paid attention to strays and the stats from this game. So, John, boom.
Okay, once again, Ahman has a list of video games. I just usually pick one based on like what sounds interesting to me. And after seeing the gameplay of Cats on Duty, I went with cats again. I think it's the second straight week there was a video game with cats.
Yeah, I think it was
after seeing the gameplay, this looks. I'm not into these. This it's too much stuff happening, and there's shapes, and I mean, it's a perfect blend, right?
I like that.
Yeah,
perfect.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Why not, Rico?
Why? Don't do that. That's fun. It's a real-time strategy. It writes tower defense and match 3 game genres. Manage 2 game fields at once, as well as arm and upgrade your cat towers to defeat hordes of formidable foes.
Did he just put
the
poop?
Meownificent battle?
Hold on. Was that a poop mine?
Probably. Like
It looked like he put poop and then it blew up.
I mean, if you're gonna poop, you might as well put explosives.
It was
in
explosive poop. Oh my goodness.
So it looks like Cats on Duty, Unleash Your Catitude. They are all about the cat puns on this game.
I hate it.
100%. Because at first, when I Googled it to try to find a video, it kept going to Call of Duty. It was telling me that I was misspelling the word. I'm like, no, it says Cats on Duty. I'm like, oh man.
You got to protect your litter boxes. I don't know. This it doesn't look like I wouldn't want to play it. But I can't judge a game by its graphics.
Oh, I love that line. I'm stealing that line from you. I can't judge a game on its graphics. Awesome. And Hype Beast Q says Plants vs. Zombies with cats. Yes, I played this with my godson years ago when he was not a teenager, when he was still adolescent, and he loved Plants vs. Zombies. So this game has the same almost format where you gotta build out certain things. But I love this right here. You got explosive poop right here. Watch this. Watch the poop. Explosive poop.
That is
amazing. Amazing. Who's the developer on this? Who's the publisher, John?
Prycall Team and developer Prycall Team, publisher ES Digital Games.
Gotcha. Wow. Cats on Duty. I meant any animal game. Cats, dogs, pigs, horses, hippopotamuses. Game developer, Xbox, PlayStation, Steam, Verge, Valve. There you go.
You're just down for it.
Yeah, just down for it.
You give Ahman an animal in a strange situation, he's down.
I'm down. Or there's people that loves that. There's animal people. You got
That's
people.
a genre.
That is a genre in your friend base, right? Your friend base. You go to your friend. There's 1 or 2 of your friends that love cats, loves dogs, or just loves animals in general. And they probably work at these companies too. So I know these people's in-house have employees. They got to put them on a limit of playing the cat games that have been released in the last 3-4 years. So there you go. But for the other genre of people like me, and I think John and Rico also, and then some people in the chat. Oh, hold on. We got Mass Style saying what he say here. Cats on Duty is a double meaning title, judging from what I see in the gameplay. Yeah, there you go.
Duty.
It is. Yeah.
Cats on Duty.
Play on words there. We always do that. And that's
duty mine.
And for me, of course, I go down that line of the usual Star Wars track on Nintendo Switch. I'm shocked.
But I figured you would pick it.
Yes. Of course, anything Star Wars, I'm taking it. Just let me know. So this is Star Wars Hunter. It is on Switch. That means it's going to be at a reasonable price. So it says, welcome to the arena where the stakes are high and the excitement is even higher. Watch as hunters go head-to-head in an all-out adrenaline-full battle in which team will emerge victorious. So this is all the hunters. So the bounty hunters, the Sith, the Jedis, like Chewbacca and his tree. So you get the battle now in a little team, stormtroopers and all, as you see. So join the greatest hunters from the Star Wars galaxy in grand arenas inspired by iconic Star Wars locals. Use skills and tactics mixed with match teams to find a winning strategy. Customize your hunters and engage in a thrilling third-person cross-play, guys. That means off any platform we could play with each other. So pre-register now and help reach new milestones to unlock exclusive in-game content when the game launches. Oh my god, in-game content, people gonna lose their minds.
What is that?
Oh my goodness, this is so awesome.
This looks very interesting.
You got Mandalorian, you got Jedis, you got
I don't know who that old guy is.
droids, you got the Wookiees, we got everybody. And where is this at? So this is actually taking place somewhere in that galaxy far, far away.
Mhm.
Man,
I'm
game
interested.
changer.
So
Game
what?
changer.
Can you explain this again? Like,
So it's you're basically we just did Cats on Duty, right? So Cats on Duty with a mix of Call of Duty but Star Wars-esque, because you choose out 4 or 5 characters. So the character list is going to have to be amazing. You're going to have Luke, you're going to have Vader, you're going to have Anakin, you're going to have Boba Fett, Mandalorian, Grogu may be in this game, John.
that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking.
There you go. Grogu
They
may
would
be
do
in
that
this game.
for Grogu.
Grogu is gangster though. He can hold his own. He's just little. That's the only thing. His downside.
He's a baby boy.
He's outweighed by most. Okay,
You leave my baby boy alone.
but he, like I said, no. I'm like for Grogu. Like he's outweighed, but he's a baller. Like I wouldn't underestimate Grogu. He got his skills when they get on master level. He's gonna be crushing everybody. Like literally,
I don't want him to fight
grab
now.
him and crush him. So I'm getting this. I'm like I said, it's gonna be really reasonable price being on Nintendo Switch. They don't try to break the bank when they put out games, even when they have big name titles behind it, like the Star Wars and Lucasfilm. So
You know, when I go at Switch website, Nintendo website rather, Star Wars Hunters releases, it says 2023.
yeah, so this game, I was trying to find games and they didn't have a whole lot for this week. It was only one game that came out, so I went back and found games that came out this previous year. So this game's already been out. So just so y'all know that, full disclosure. I was like, huh? That's why there's no dates. If you notice, there's no dates on the games.
Oh,
I didn't even realize that.
Little that. See, that's an Easter egg, and that's an Easter egg I planted. There you go. Yeah, whatever. You're like, yeah, whatever, man. So for the Star Wars crack fiend like myself, there you go, Star Wars Hunter.
What?
Please check it out. Hey, you know what it is. You know what it, when I see Star Wars, I like John and Grogu and John and not wanting to know the ending of certain things.
It wasn't the ending.
I'm with him. I'm on that level.
It was a spoiler. It wasn't the ending.
All right. Next one for you.
If that would have happened at the end, I wouldn't have said it.
Hey.
Okay.
Here we go. Now what you got, Rico?
I have Hunt the Night. Now, to be fair, I did not usually when you send all these games, I look through all of them and pick one that I would be interested in playing. I didn't look through any of these. I just saw the title and I said, this looks interesting. So I picked it.
You got stuck with something you didn't like or you liked? What are you saying?
I kind of like it. I'm kind of into, you were talking about not judging a game by its graphics. I kind of like graphics like this. I don't know what this is.
I love graphics like this. This takes me back to when I was 6 years old.
So Hunt the Night is a retro-style action-adventure game that combines a fast, skilled gameplay with dark fantasy lore. You play as Vesper, a virtuous member of the Stalkers, and explore the vast world of Medharam, something like that. A place filled with ruins and horrors. Go through dungeons full of gruesome enemies, fight challenging bosses, and use your arsenal of weapons and dark powers to take back the night.
I like it. It's like Cult of the Lamb.
Yeah, you can switch between melee and ranged weaponry pretty quickly. So you can slash with your sword, dash away, hit them with your ranged weapons. You get to hold on. I have to make sure I get this. Create your own build that will adapt not only to your preferred gameplay, but also to particular bosses. Customize the upgrades of your arsenal and use the equipment that best suits your gameplay. Critical damage, lifesteal, poison, close combat, firepower, and more. You can collect sanguine vials, crow feathers, moonstones, and noctilium to increase your stats and get ready to face the night.
Oh my god, this is so fun! I could tell.
It looks like I said, I wasn't sure, but I watched the gameplay after I picked it. And I go, you know what? I'm interested.
Pretty good, because the cross between the top-down version of like old school Legend of Zelda and then the new graphics put in there. You saw some of the movement of the villains that he had to fight. I mean, that cross mix of like old school look but new graphics intertwined looks fantastic here.
Mhm.
I'm like, I like this.
And a little bit of lore, just really fast, that I'll give you guys, so you can understand kind of what's happening. I still, even though I read the lore, I'm still not 100% sure what's happening.
Right.
In the ninth age of humanity, the cycle of day is ruled by humans. The night one by horrid creatures. Despite its efforts, humanity is annihilated with every arrival of the night. A group of humans calling themselves the Stalkers discovered how to use the power of darkness to their advantage and fought the night. However, it was not enough, and with every new dawn, humanity rose again, knowing that with darkness comes extinction. Humanity found the Seal of Night, an artifact that allowed them to stop it. For generations, it was great, and then something happened, and they're paying the ultimate price, and night is descending upon them with all of the monsters, and they have to figure out how to stop it.
Wow, that's deep. That's deep.
As you
That's
can tell, as I went along, I decided to give you a Cliff Notes version because that's not exactly what it is.
Right. I hear you. We appreciate that for the sake of the podcast here. That's like almost vampires and fighting against vampires or something. More like sound like Blade almost, because the darkness, mastering the darkness and then using it to their advantage, or similar to Star Wars, where sometimes the Jedi have to go to the, learn some of the ways of the dark side to become a powerful Jedi. And we've heard that. And like those graphics right here, like that right there, the monster jumping around, that's like new graphics mixed in with the top-down look of like I mentioned, Legend of Zelda, side-scrolling, Metroid, Davian type. It brings me back.
I can already tell you that if I'm fighting these bosses, I'm getting like just watching the movement of the bosses, I'm frustrated already, and I'm not playing.
That's where you gotta have patience, man. With videos,
I don't have that. I tell my kids they need to have patience. I don't have it. It's hard.
I came up with an idea for both of y'all because y'all do not have patience. I'm gonna make y'all play Sifu, and you could download it on your PlayStation. You could download it on Steam, off of Steam, I believe, John. Play Sifu. That game will work on your Sifu. SIFU.
How dare you?
That will. That will work on your patience there. Sifu is the game.
God.
Are you telling me I have to, or that you recommend it?
I recommend it to work on your patience because along with my wife, y'all had zero patience. Especially in video game world, you gotta have patience because if you don't have patience, you don't beat games that take epically long, like Assassin's Creed Odyssey or Final Fantasy, because they're on 20 now or 22. You can never see the ending of that game, or like watching One Piece, right? You're gonna never see the end of that series.
I will.
But
you know what?
Maybe one day.
You know what I do?
What you gonna do?
Caught up, and then I just didn't watch it for like 2 months.
See,
because I didn't want to wait a week.
It's human nature.
I avoided spoilers, and now I'm watching it again. We're not watching it again, but I'm catching back up. I'm almost caught up. I'm like 10 episodes away from catching up before the new arc start. Well, the new arc already started, but I'm close.
Yeah.
Shout out to Egghead Island.
But like I said, it's human nature. Eventually we take a break. But now let's head on to what's on stream, people.
Row, row, row your boat gently up the... sorry. Excuse me. It's time for What's on Stream. All
right. Where's episode 2 of my man Loki show here?
I actually watched it this time.
Full disclosure. Oh, man. Come on, Reek.
What?
Let me get back here.
Just letting you know.
Yeah, I said full disclosure. Honesty. I love it. I love the honesty. I don't know about the...
me. I'm nothing if not honest.
All right. So episode 2 called Breaking... Hold on. Let me... I got...
Brad.
Take that away. Breaking Bad. Brad. I'm sorry. But I like that because I'm like, that's a great series, by the way. Great Breaking Bad. But we have, I say the TVA is on the verge of the basically meltdown here, and Loki and Morbius will stop at nothing to save Sylvia, who is a variant right there to his right. Is that his right or left?
His left.
That's the female variant of Loki.
His right.
That if you remember from episode 1, she popped up walking into a McDonald's in one of the timelines. And as we saw in episode 2, all the timelines were being destroyed by the TVA because they are basically got big egos and like, you know what, we're gonna just destroy everything and not give nobody an opportunity to live their life out as a variant. So if you are a variant, this threatens them, and that's where Morbius and Loki was trying to set things straight to keep some of the variants' lives going, because some of the variants like living their life, like the one security guard who became a movie star in one. So it's just an interesting episode where, again, calamity, chaos, and the end of your timeline might be coming to, just kind of like things with Joel from Last of Us, John.
You don't have to
I had to throw that in there. I'm sorry.
Come on.
That one, it just went across my brain. That's like, you know what? I gotta say this.
That was unnecessary.
Now I know. My bad. So, gentlemen, your thoughts. Okay, erase that, John. That I said that.
What did you even say? So here's my 3 sentences that I wrote down while viewing episode.
I love John's sentences. I love his notes. Okay,
so we're on episode 2, right?
Yes. Breaking Brad.
Breaking
Brad.
It's actually 4 sentences. Sorry. They find Brad in I guess I could put a comma. They find Brad in 1977. He bailed and went out to live his life. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the number one thing. You find out he's an actor.
Yeah.
And okay.
The
other thing I wrote, they're trying to find Sylvie, right?
Yeah.
Who's working at a McDonald's.
Awesomeness. She just like, look, I want to just do this.
Yeah, which is kind of funny, like, right? I mean, I get it though. Like, you've been doing whatever they've been doing, and now you're just like, I'm just gonna go work at McDonald's.
Right. I've been fighting Thanos and fighting my other variant Lokis. You know what? Just give me a chicken McNugget, 20 piece.
Just let me push the buttons, take the money. Here's your food.
And give me the McDonald's uniform. Here we go. I'm happy.
And then eventually, and this is the big part right here, as you saw just for a brief second right there on the screen.
Yeah.
Eventually, that they find out that the TVA is pruning timelines, and in doing so, killing billions.
Yes. Destroying other galaxies. So they're not just taking out a few people, a few variants. They're taking out a few galaxies, because as we know, the multiverse, once you go from one multiverse to another, you're going to a whole new realm of another galaxy of billions of planets and people of millions living on these planets. So,
and I would say they killed what's above trillion.
Gazillion? Is it gazillion?
What's the order?
I don't know. Google it. Let's see.
Billion order here. And then is trillion. Hold on, I'll find it. Because I think in the episode they talked about they're killing billions, and in my head I was like, billions? They're killing like trillions. They're killing like above quadrillion is above trillion.
Yeah, a trillion.
They're killing trillions to quadrillions of people.
Exactly. And as you saw in the first scene there, Kane, he's part of it, because this is the world that he wanted and to control. He's that ego emperor or power, I say power lust person, like Thanos, like Loki at one time, but he was too much wasn't as powerful as some of the other people around him, but he fell into this loop, and really he's lucky to be doing this, because Thanos choked him. That's the one thing everybody I think has to remember. He got choked out by Thanos, like choked out, like choked out. Don't wake up, choked out. And now he's living in this. When he disappeared with the Tesseract in one of the storylines in the Marvel saga there. So he is on spared time right now too. So if I'm him, I'm doing the same thing. I'm fighting and trying to help the people around me that are in the TVA, Morbius and the other security guards, OB there as well, to try to fix things right, because he already knows what death is like. I think that's part of what is driving Loki to help everyone, because he knows he's dead. Thanos choked him out, broke his neck, and he saw what his brother and all the Avengers had to go through to set things straight back with the world, with the one universe that they're in, that he came from. But now, knowing all the multiverses, that he's like, man, you know what? There is some good in him. So this is the villain becoming more the hero, saying, hey, look, I got to help them out here, because I remember what Thanos did to the one universe I lived in, and I don't want that to happen. So he's like on a Indiana Jones type adventure of jumping, time slipping, seeing himself in the other variants in the universe to try to help bring them together to understand that, like, we got to work together to get this thing right.
Why are they showing clips of episode 3 and episode 2?
That's what pre-trailers do. They're just trying to gas you up. They're jumping back and forth, telling the story from one episode going into the other.
But I love Loki. I love this series, Ahman. And once again, like I said in the first episode, like you really gotta be locked in. You gotta put your phone like across the room. And you just gotta be like, okay, I'm following this one, because then it goes. I mean, once you get in timelines, like that gets so confusing.
Yeah, and you can't step away unless you step away. You pause the movie, you pause the series, you pause it, and then go do what you have to. Come back and you kind of get reset and understand what's going on. Because if you don't, I mean, and like right there, this scene right here where he is exposing, where Kane. Let me go back. Can I get back here? Yeah, I can. Right, is it right there? There, this scene right here. He's basically exposing what was right behind the main desk of the TVA, where all the heads of each department meet, and he's showing them through the what is it, like their billy club stick there that electrocutes you or shocks you, of what is going on, that they are being controlled by this dude here and they don't realize it. And so for them to kind of get the visual and understanding of it, and then some of them is like, so what, I don't care, we still got to do this. It's like some didn't even care. It's like people.
Loki's telling him, like, it's not the Time Lords that's controlling you. It's this one man. It's this guy who's controlling you. This is the guy who's telling you what to do, where to go, how to be. It's not these Time Lords that you were so obsessed with that turned out to be robots that he probably put in there. It's this man. And like you were saying, it's so just sitting down and watching it. Me and my wife would pause it every once in a while and be like, okay, hold on. What just happened? Why is this important? And we just talk it through with each other. We're just like, well, remember from season 1 when this happened? And we're like, yeah, okay. No, now I get it. And then we hit play.
There you go. So
quick question on episode 2. I know I got to wrap soon. Where do you guys stand on episode title Breaking Brad? Okay, because obviously Breaking Bad, Breaking Brad. Are we okay with? Is that a reference? Like I don't
understand the reference. I've never watched Breaking Bad, so I couldn't really tell you. I just the guy that they took out of when he was in the movie, he was Brad whatever. Yeah. So they had to break him to get the information that they got. But I don't know if it was a reference.
Too cute? Is it too cute to be like to reference like a popular TV series?
Yeah, I was wondering. Is there any type of reference to Breaking Bad in this episode?
And if there is, why?
I gotta rewatch it maybe. And I did a couple times. I didn't see no like actual scene or words put out there, but I might be wrong. Don't quote me. But what I say to the title of the episode, that you got to think about this. So think big picture, philosophical. So Breaking Bad, what happened in that series?
A teacher became a drug lord.
Yeah, right. So Brad in the series, he goes to another multiverse to do what?
Become a movie star. Live his life.
Exactly. Feel good. Be on top of the world. Then that euphoria feeling of everybody knows who I am. He's addicted to that fame. So there you go.
I mean,
a little breakdown there.
It's a stretch.
It's a stretch. I know.
I just don't think
work with me here.
I am. Like another TV series. Yeah. Like they like calling it Lost. Episode 3 is Lost.
Correct. Yeah, I hear you there.
Like, let's stick to you've got your own series. You don't need to
stick to your guns.
Other pop culture.
But that's how I think.
Did you guys talk about the good cop, bad cop between Loki and Morbius?
No.
That was a great scene.
Say the question again.
The good cop, bad cop with Loki and Morbius when they were breaking Brad.
Yeah,
that was a good scene.
Well, Loki, he got a little hardcore on him. Like he saw him with the green eyes. He had this when he put his shadows on there, and they held
he got his powers back.
Yeah,
he didn't have his powers in the first season, right?
Yeah, he didn't. I was like, I said he's getting stronger again. I'm like, he pulled out the guns on the big guns on that, but it's still I still can't get past when Hulk body slammed him like 20 times in the Avengers movie when he first showed up.
How did that happen?
He got destroyed. I'm sorry.
Honestly.
And then Thanos choked him out later. And
if you could have one of the brothers' powers, would you want Thor's or Loki's?
Thor. I'm sorry.
Probably Thor.
I mean, I know Loki.
I feel like there's more you can do with Loki's powers.
He's a trickster as he is.
Like, okay, you're powerful and you control lightning. That's cool.
but he could destroy things.
Loki could destroy things.
Yeah,
Loki could
but
destroy an entire
it's
government.
more of a it's more like a espionage diabolical. It's more cerebral. Which he got all the brains. He got all the brains. Thor got all the brawn, obviously.
Obviously. Damn. Shots fired.
What? There's facts.
True.
Everybody knows that.
You're not wrong.
Obviously true.
I'm not wrong. I mean, he's the big hunk that has a hammer and that could bring lightning.
I don't know. I'd take Loki's powers. I control shadows.
I don't mind. I say it depends on the mood. I could be Loki. I could do that. I don't mind the dishonesty there. So, all right. So we got episode 3 coming up next week for Loki season 2. Fantastic stuff, fun stuff, and we're wrapping up this show for this week. Fantastic show, guys. Chat, thank you. We had the Bear fan in here. Who else we had in here? We had Hype Beast new in the hood here. 12 Woods said go Big Red, go Pack, go. Yes, indeed. We had a hell of a weekend. We also talked about Rico. You weren't in yet. Nebraska men's basketball and women's basketball having a pretty good week, and then the men upsetting Purdue in the Pinnacle Arena, and then college football matchup, Michigan getting the title there. Linux was in the chat on that. Pitster too, haven't been there. A-Train and Sergeant Maul Reynolds, man, hasn't seen you in a while. Hope everything's good. And everybody, the average historian, and everybody on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on Twitch, on X. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll be back here, same bat channel, same bat time, having a good time, talking more video games, more Loki, and maybe some Star Wars stuff. Maybe, I don't know. Oh, best thing on social media is next week too. So if you like that segment, that's coming in next week. So everyone have a good day. Let me get to the breakdown of the show here. We got music. Oh, this is when everybody starts acting silly. See you later, alligators. Oh, wait a minute. I gotta go here. I gotta do that. And then I gotta go do this. Where is it? I didn't do this last time, so now, or I didn't do this for the intro of the show, but now I'm doing it now. Bye. He said, ugh.
Oh, I get back up on the chair.
Did you just climb a mountain over there?
Getting off the ground is hard at 40, whatever.
Man, I'm 46. You better stop it.